This next fight should be a good one.
And folks, once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors for this evening. Comics Roadhouse, the official host of the after party taking place right after the main event this evening. Minx's Cabaret, with locations in Groton and Hartford. And last but certainly not least, the Harvest Corner Cannabis Company, located in Colchester, Connecticut.
That's right across the street from my shop. Not that I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division, and it is to crown the new reality fighting bantamweight champion. Your official for this bout, John English. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Nitsuj
Kane has fought multiple times for reality. He actually beat one of the competitors we just saw in our last fight, and then his first fight I watched him fight here, he froze the kid against the cage. He landed a 1-2 right on the button, knocked the kid's mouthpiece out. The kid bent it out, stood up to put it back in, and caught another right hand, and it stuck him against the cage, and pretty impressive to see. I'm very excited to watch this fight here.
Yeah, I think he gets underestimated because he comes from a smaller gym. You know, they're not, you know, they don't have a lot of fighters coming out of there. And I mean, I know this because I've heard people, they're like, oh, it's Nitsuj. You're like, you know, they're not a group. They don't have a lot of fighters. And so they kind of overlook him. And he came out last time and really kind of blew everyone away.
Yeah, again, I think that speaks to, like, you can't judge a book by its cover. And it's like, you don't know how much time this kid's putting into it. How much is he dedicating to his life? He seems to bring a lot of energy to the cage every time he fights. He's super calm in there. I've heard other fighters as well that have talked about his focus when he's in the back. He seems very focused, calm, you know, very clear-headed, and that's so unbelievably important.
Yeah, so much of this is mental. You can't, You can't talk about it enough.
You know, I remember the first time I fought here. You know, I've competed in wrestling over the years. I've wrestled in big tournaments, a lot of people. But when you walk out, it's intimidating. You're walking into a big environment. You step into the cage. The lights are seen twice as bright as they did when you checked them earlier in the night. It's just, it's a lot to take in, and then it all disappears as soon as it kind of starts. So.
And you're right. He looks calm as a cucumber.
Yeah, man. He's been here before. I think he's doing very well. I forget what his record is, but he's definitely in the win column for sure. He's fought for multiple promotions.
And now, please welcome out of the red corner, representing FAA Connecticut, SchneiderVsAlvarado.
I asked El Diablo what his prediction was, and he said, my prediction is that the belt is going back to Stanford by any means necessary. Describes himself as an immigrant working kid, found his passion in MMA, and decided to leave everything aside and make his dreams come true. He wants to show the world that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you put the time, effort, and dedication into it. Amen, El Diablo, amen. Oh, putting his game face on now. Amateur bantamweight title fight, but it will be 3 times 3. It will not be a 5-round fight, as some people sometimes expect for title fights.
Here we go.
Schneider advancing. El Diablo wisely circling, not backing straight up. El Diablo's tucking that chin.
Kane definitely going to have the reach advantage here. Trying to find his range on the outside.
And look how Kane constantly moves his hands a little bit, so when he does throw a shot, it comes out of nowhere. Huh. Did not anticipate that.
Maybe he wants to get him thinking a little bit, mix it up. Am I going to strike? Am I going to go for the takedown?
This is vintage Kane Schneider. It's what we've seen him do before. Sets down those shots, throws combinations, presses forward.
He seems to have a really good fight IQ.
Yeah, hands always moving, head always moving.
Yep, never on center. He's got good footwork. Maybe a little bit more lateral motion left and right. He throws good hooks. Lester here is seems to be trying to find his range a little bit. He's the shorter fighter, maybe having a tough time.
Agreed. I see the same thing. I think he's struggling a little bit with the
trying to
range.
Find an opening, the range, yeah, because Kane does a good job. I see he keeps that lead hand kind of out, switches up the punches. And length is deceptive sometimes. I feel like with shorter fighters, when they start winging punches, it looks like it's heavier, right? Because the punch is traveling not as far. With a longer fighter, he doesn't look like there's maybe as much on the end of it. but we've seen Kane put people's lights out, so he's definitely stinging him when he lands.
He is completely focused, too.
Good motion, up and down.
Kane doing a great job of making his opponent fight 2 fights. A wrestling fight, which is more potential, and a striking one. But Alvarado's thinking about those takedowns the whole time, and it's cutting into his game.
Kane did a good job there. Faked low like he was going to go for the shot. I think it's just making Lester there just a little bit trigger shy. Yeah, he's just trying to figure it out. His opportunity here might be maybe trying to time some of the long punches of Kane coming in and work for a takedown.
I agree. Try and get it up against a fence where the height difference is irrelevant.
That right hand's landing over the top, though. Kind of forced Kane to be in this like rock'em sock'em stance from the squared stance.
Good first round for Kane. I think he took it 10-9, but Lester did seem to get his timing a little bit in the waning seconds of the round. Could come out a more confident, a little bit of a different fighter.
I would give 10-9 to Kane there for sure as well. I agree.
I like what I was seeing from Lester, though, the last few 15, 20 seconds of the fight.
Maybe he seemed to get the nerve out a little bit. Get some reads of his striking. He started timing Kane coming in really well with the right hand a couple times. It's always funny too, like, you know, there's probably someone in the crowd over here that's just screaming drunkenly, punch him in the face! Not understanding how difficult it is to actually punch somebody hard in the face.
Yeah, landing a jab in this sport is tough.
Yes.
Kane is all chill. Want to touch hands again? Happy to if you want to. I'd like to see Lester move his head a little bit more side to side as he comes in.
Nice left hand there. Kane needs to go back to pumping that jab, not kind of leaning back as he throws that right hand.
Ooh.
Nice right hand.
Kane's a little awkward too. I'm not sure what he's going to do next. Very hard to read. That was a nice shot.
Right hand. You know, what's good for Lester here is he's landing that right hand over the top. Kane's keeping his chin a little bit high, and being the taller fighter, that overhand is going to continue to land if he keeps timing it right. Kane needs to go back to the volume he had in the first round. Keep the jab going, keep that lead hand out a little bit farther. It's low and kind of more towards his hip. I was always told, too, if your hands are up and you think they're at your chin, they're probably at your nipples.
Yeah.
If your hands are at your nipples, they're probably at your waist.
Yeah.
So he should definitely keep his chin down and keep his hands up a little bit. And Lester would have a little bit better success if he threw 1 or 2 more punches after that right hand he throws over the top.
I agree. He's not putting together combinations.
Nah, he moves with it, yeah. He's got to, instead of the looping one, throw that looping punch, but plant your feet and throw 1 or 2 more.
Kane backing off just a little bit. I'm not totally sure why.
Still anybody's round.
Yep. I wonder if Kane hurt his leg or something. He's kind of throwing punches now where he's like leaning back as he sits down on his right hand.
Yeah, something's a little different.
Lester just needs to a little more punches and bunches, or throw a takedown attempt in there after you throw that punch. He's right in range.
"30 seconds now."
His right hand to the body. I'm going to give a 10-9 round to Lester there. He didn't throw a lot of combinations, but he landed a lot of body shots.
Yeah.
He landed some kicks. He pushed the pace of the fight. Cain might be slightly compromised, I think. I was trying to watch his motion a little bit with his lead foot. He seemed to be a little bit lighter on his front leg there, but
Yeah, the second 10-9 was not as emphatic as the other one. That's not how MMA scoring works.
no.
10-9 is 10-9. It's math.
I would say the winner of this round is the winner of the fight.
Yeah.
Cain needs to go back to the volume he threw in the first round and push the pace like he did. And Lester needs to increase the punches that he threw, but fight the exact same round he just did in the second round. Push the pace of the fight, land some body shots, mix it up high and low. He was landing a lot of low or just throwing high. If he mixed two in between, he might be able to crack Cain with a couple heavy punches. So.
Yeah. Very sound analysis.
Yeah, see how Cain's kind of like sitting back on that leg?
You know, I'm not sure if it's that he's physically compromised. I think he might have been caught and he felt the power of Lester. And he's a little hesitant.
Twice over the ear there.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's a lot more of his motion is with his back leg is absorbing everything compared to like he's not following through with that right hand like he was.
I think he's afraid of the counter.
He could be right.
He's got a real wide stance too. A nice shot.
Yeah.
Nice right hand.
That was a nice answer.
Lester just needs to get that hand going a little bit more. One or two more in there, and he's going to land some heavy punches.
Yep.
See, there's that one to the body, one over the top. If he just squatted and stayed in his stance, kept his chin down, he could land a couple more.
This is a rare occasion where an orthodox fighter has thrown more rights than
Yes.
Regardless of the outcome, this is definitely a competitive fight. Great fight. Oh, heavy punches. Yep. Right hand landed again there for Lester.
I mean, that was 2-3 shots for Lester. That could decide the fight.
Yep.
I think he's pulling ahead just a little bit.
He seems fresher.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think maybe he got stung a few times in that second round with some overhands that he didn't like and kind of slowing the pace forwards.
You know, whoever loses this fight is going to be disappointed because there are opportunities there for
both guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. This could be a huge moment.
Now he's got to work. He's got 1 minute left.
Got to create damage here.
Yep.
Wow.
Right to his feet.
Excellent work from El Diablo. Could have been really a huge moment for Cain, but was not able to capitalize on that. Very well-timed takedown.
Lester actually has a good jab when he uses it. When he steps in like that with his whole body, I mean, that's a strong punch. He just loves that overhand right.
Yeah, if he develops his striking a little bit more, 1 or 2 more punches and bunches, he's going to be a very dangerous fighter.
Cain needs to push. Lester seems a little gassed towards the end here.
Ninja choke.
Well, that looks deep.
Ninja choke. That's gotta hurt.
That looks deep.
10 seconds.
Short time. Ooh, separates. Kind of have to go for the glory here. Yep.
Good fight. Congratulations to both athletes. Did you guys see a clear winner there?
Yeah, I think we're going to see Lester here. He won the second round. He picked up the pace a little bit. He started landing more strikes. He looks like to be the fresher fighter, and he kind of kept Cain more on his heels in the end of the second round, and definitely in this round. Controlled the center of the octagon. His energy says he won.
Yeah.
See, this is tough, right? Last time we were wrong. We said 29-28 was unanimous. I think this is unanimous for Lester, but we might hear a split here.
There is a reason one of the biggest rules in MMA is don't leave it in the hands of the judges. That said, the team of judges Mike Mazzulli puts together is second to none.
Oh, yeah. Great commission they have here.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we now go to the judges' scores. All 3 judges scored this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision and new reality fighting bantamweight champion, Lester Alvarado!
He did it. Congrats to him.
Not just a unanimous decision, but won every single round on the judges' scorecards. Congratulations to El Diablo, Lester Alvarado.